in an effort to becoming as transparent as I can in a comfortable way, putting my life out there on the internet, I am up at 3:33 in the morning right now and have not slept yet again. I slept wonderful last night after having my chicory root, which is something that I was taking for 2 weeks straight and slept wonderful the entire time. I am having issues with food. What's new? And I wrote a whole list of everything that I can eat and things that have been bothering me through the years, why I had to stop eating things. So I don't know if you can really see this. Oops, wrong way. Right here, yeah, you can see. There's an ulcer starting again. It just started closing up. Under my eye, right here, is another ulcer starting up. My mouth, I've been having bleeding in the gums, and that's not typical for me. I've also had acid reflux, which isn't typical for me, and my skin quality has changed, and this happens very quickly. Now, the characteristics of foods that cause these are heat in foods, and this pertains to Ayurvedic medicine and I believe Chinese medicine as well. So, obvious foods that are hot are chili peppers and black pepper, lots of ginger, garlic, onions, all that stuff like can make you sweat, make you feel hot. Also, other things that make you feel hot are salty foods, oily foods, especially deep fried, which I really don't eat. I don't eat any deep fried foods. And then sweeteners, even natural sweeteners like honey and maple syrup. When a body gets to the point where my body is at, it's causing me to react with just small amounts of these foods being eaten at a certain time. So, to give you a little bit of what I wrote down here. So, why this diet and the things I quit. Over the past 13 years, I have progressively developed food allergies and intolerances. First foods to go were raw fruits, tomatoes, chilies, and then all nightshades and dairy, cutting out various types one by one. All red-colored foods break my skin out typically immediately on contact. Dairy will give me rashes, hives, and little white acne plus GI distress. Tomatoes and any spicy peppers cause hives, peeling skin on contact in my mouth and around my mouth and my nose and sometimes around my eyes and ears as well. Bleeding and eczema. This progressed over about 2 years and was my first serious reactions. So I didn't know what was happening at the time. I had no experience with food allergies before that. I could eat anything I wanted whenever I wanted, no problems. Nightshades in general, potatoes, peppers, eggplants, tomatoes, they all cause inflammation and arthritic-like symptoms. So in my early 20s, I was beginning to have very stiff joints and just inflammation all over, and just my head would feel foggy and just be irritable and everything. Sulfates, sulfur, and preservatives like citric acid and absorbic acid cause rashes, inflammation, high acid in the GI tract. Something that I recently discovered in this last year is seeds in anything do not digest in my system. So I have to cut out the vegetables or excuse me, I have to cut out the seeds in vegetables like my cucumbers and zucchinis and squash and hemp seeds, chia seeds, sunflower seeds, any dried seeds. I can't eat them anymore. They started causing just very quickly, suddenly started causing inflammation, and I do not digest them like at all. Like TMI, they come out the same way they go in, and that was something that's very new to me. They're mostly lectins, which you can look that up and see if that's something that might be causing inflammation in your body, because I didn't know about that until recently. And I have been researching food stuff for many years, so that was new to me. There are some lectins that I can tolerate. So currently, what I'm doing is rotating foods daily and try to space them out by a day or two, because my list of foods is so small, it's hard to space them out. And also because the easiest foods to make are the foods that I make, because I don't have the energy to make anything else. So, resisting the cravings to eat the same foods multiple days in a row, I have that problem where I will crave the same thing over and over for a few days, and then all of a sudden I end up with something like that lovely thing right there. And salty, sulfury, garlic, onions mainly, oily, dried, prepackaged foods such as sweet potato chips, granola, and Lara bars are all eaten highly in moderation, except for when I'm bad. Like lately, I've been having too many sweet potato chips. They're my weakness. Also, natural sweeteners and frozen fruits and ice cream also oddly cause can cause heat in the body, and they cause your GI tract to slow down, which can cause fermentation, because now you're allowing space for candida and other yeast to start growing in your gut, which will also cause bloating and a lot of all the brain stuff that goes along with that. Let's see. So they basically cause the same reactions as tomatoes and peppers if I don't spice them out. Rashes, acid reflux, GI pain, ulcers around my mouth, eyes, nose, ears, bleeding gums, yeast infections systemically. So I will get pretty much like every single orifice of my body will have like yeast coming out of it. It's lovely. It's so much fun. So I wrote down like the lists of all the foods here. I'll just show it to you real quick, and then you can screenshot it if you want to look at my specifics here. Let's see if I can get good. I'm gonna try not to edit this video. So that age. Getting there. There's that page. So another thing that is terrible for heat in the body is alcohol. This is a problem with tinctures. I've had problems with this with tinctures a lot. Taking the chicory tincture again for the second night in a row caused this ulcer to immediately start erupting even more severely, and I'm so toxic right now. So I've been up just detoxing, eating blueberries and cucumbers and trying to cool my body down, and coffee enemas and golden milk and molybdenum, and just trying to get things out. So, all right, well, I'm about to run out of time, but it's just a little update of what's been going on now. All right, good night, guys.